A Good Teacup by R.M. Green. It was a bit cracked, but it was a good teacup. The glaze was threaded with the spider's web of tiny imperfections and the memories of many cups of tea. Tea and sympathy. Tea and cake. High tea. A hot cuppa. Tea times uncountable from the morning brew to the late night infusion. With milk, with lemon, with honey, and even with a wee drop of something stronger. The cup had seen it all. English breakfast, caravan, Earl Grey. I looked out of the window as the winter night inevitably slid into the grey murk of a December morning. A watched kettle never boils, so they say, but it always does. A watched dawn never breaks. That is sometimes true. December dawns do not break with that glorious brilliance of the first rays of a golden morning. Rather, they slink guiltily into the sky as if they know that they are something of a disappointment. I glanced over at the battered stainless steel saucepan, monitoring the boiling process as a solicitor's doctor might glance at his patient's chart. It was a simple thing that I was doing, making a cup of tea to bring to the woman who was softly sleeping in the bedroom. Thousands, maybe millions of people were doing the very same thing at that very same moment. But to me, this morning, it was significant. It was special. It was the first time she had stayed overnight. It was the first time we had fallen asleep in each other's arms, and this was to be the first cup of tea that I would bring to her in bed. Lapsang Souchong, Assam, Dimbala. We had bought the cup the afternoon before. It was shamelessly cold, the wind enjoying itself as it bit icily into the rush of Christmas shoppers struggling with packages and parcels, bags and boxes. A woman, wrapped in so many layers of winter clothes that they limited her movement, and who was additionally encumbered by 6 or 7 plastic carrier bags in one hand, while grimly clinging onto her similarly swaddled child with the other, struggled up the slope of the street like a weary salmon against the stream of pedestrians whose only objective, so it must have seemed to her, was to hinder her progress. A milky light spilled over the threshold of the little bric-a-bracerie as its door opened and a customer hurried out onto the pavement. Just to get out of the grip of the chill, all but for a moment, we stepped inside. The owner of this charming jumble of a shop, which was something between an antiques emporium, a junk shop, a boutique of curiosities, a flea market, and a rather dusty Aladdin's cave, was exactly as he should be. Not old, but aging. No longer lithe, but not creaking. Rather, like a favourite pair of shoes, he was worn with time, but had a fair number of good solid years left yet. His face was somewhat lived in, but seemed comfortable with the passing of the years. He was outwardly a little gruff, a little rough, but his eyes were clever, bright, and although you wouldn't describe him as kind and gentle, he was to be a little old-fashioned, a decent sort. While we chatted amiably together for a few minutes, I warmed my semi-frozen behind in front of the large electric bar fire. She spotted the cup. Large, grimy, but with a pleasing shape and a nicely heavy weight. It was indeed a little cracked, but it's a good teacup, she said. We bought it, said our goodbyes and Merry Christmases, and plunged back into the icy current of the sodium-lit street. Yunnan, Keemun, Shanghai Rose. We stumbled into the flat, numb and pink with cold, and light-headed with the intoxication of each other. Laughing and kissing, we tugged and pulled, unbuttoned and unzipped, shuffled and kicked our way from the hall to the bedroom, leaving a breadcrumb trail of our clothes, mixed and dispersed, so that we amorous Hansels and Gretels might find the way out again. We made love, urgently, boisterously, then languidly, luxuriously. Then we ate a little, and then we slept. Darjeeling, Oolong, Ceylon, Orange, Pekoe. And now the water was beginning to boil. and I watched the bubbles play and slapped the sides of the pan for a few moments. This was what I'd been dreaming of for months. It wasn't the holding hands, shyly at first, then more boldly, nor the thrill of the first stolen kiss, nor the rather awkward fumblings of foolish adults getting to know each other's contours, nor even the first magical, primal, beautiful, funny, passionate, slightly self-conscious but just lovely occasion when we first made love. It was now the morning after she had slept in my arms for the first time, bringing her a cup of tea in bed. This had been my dream. I spelt out her name in the condensation on the window as I let the tea brew, and I glanced down at the street below, where the last-minute desperate Christmas Eve shoppers were setting off for the final battle. I wished them all good luck, picked up the steaming teacup and went back to the bedroom. She was just waking up and stretching and making those little noises that accompany such an activity. She sat up and smiled at me. She was beautiful. "Good morning, my love. I brought you a cup of tea."